There's the new YouTube right there. $57.90. The X's continue to be more and more bearish. I'm watching them all click over to red. So aggressive red action across the board. XLF down, XLV dumped, Y is down, XLE is dumped, P is dumped, U is dumped, I is dumped, XLRE is dumped. So XLC and XLK are the only remaining green X's. That's it. However, the Mag 7 are so strong, they're able to hold up the market, which is why we're getting this choppiness back and forth. So we need correlation. We need all of it to go one way or the other. It all needs to rage or it all needs to fall. One or the other. Another bottom wick on ES. Tech to the rescue. Yeah. That's the theme since 2020. Tech to the rescue. Grossly underperforming RTY. And of course, blasting out of the top, tech. Welcome to the markets. I have a theory that today will end red. If it does, I'll explain my theory with examples. Look forward to it. We are at the upper end of a trend line end resistance, so it's possible. It would make sense if it did top wick here on the daily. But we have no volume. And we have, of course, the plunge protection team is smashing the old order book on the tech. 57.92 bottom wicking. We have put buying call selling at the moment. Agnostic said to full port puts. Yeah. Options generally tell the story. MMs always want to unload their inventory. Nice. Well, let's see if you're right. I hope you are. Can I post the trend line? Yeah, definitely. I can do that. There you go. That's on ES daily chart right there. $57.91 on ES. On the book, we have, of course, a very light book. 58.01, 57.79. Plethora of very small icebergs, but just no follow through. RTY is finally doing something. I had to wait like an hour. Yeah. Oh, man. It's so cool seeing a new strat addition potential edge play out and prove you right. Favorite part of trading, I'm missing most of my trades. Just watch and see if it continues to solid indicator. Huge nerd for this stuff, so be a better coder and back tested. There you go. Nice top cheddar. Keep it up. Love it. 57.80 right now is the main liquidity area. 12 points down. We have options flow is call, selling, put buying. We have extremely tight movement on ES. I personally have 2 MES shorts currently active from touch of prior all-time high, 57.97. Goal with profit, 1 ES 57.80. Nice. Very good, Kennedy. Keep it up, buddy. Got to get up early and catch the Euro Open if you want good action on RTY, otherwise the initial bounce is early. Yeah. The thing is, I'm usually up around that time, but I don't put on trades because I've got so much to do between 0.330 and 0.400 that if I put on a trade and I have to manage it, then it stops me from doing everything I do. So I make it a point not to open the charts, not to look at the market until I'm done with all those tasks. So, preparing the kids' days, their lunch for school, Bible reading, and fitness. So I can't get up early. I've tried; it destroys me. So the earliest I can get up and still be productive is about 0.330. Anything earlier than that, I lose productivity. So my bedtime is 9 o'clock. I wake up at 0.330. That gets me all the sleep I need. Anything less than that, I'm unproductive. VIX still rolling off 15.19. So we have longer dated protection roll off, short dated put buying. They're going. I get up at 3 a.m. even on weekends. I've been doing it so long I don't have an alarm. Nice. Oh, what a snoozer. Literally got nothing for y'all. I know it doesn't make for much entertaining of a stream on Bookmap, but terrible price action. My only recommendation is don't touch it. Don't even touch it. Thoughts on why price action is so bad this week? There's a number of theories. We're this is the end of Q3. The positioning for the Q3 has already been done. The most widely of those is the JP Morgan collar, and it's about to roll. We have new Q4 starting up next week, Tuesday, and most likely we'll get a volatility kickoff then. So everything that was planned on, hedged for, positioned for, has been done and accounted for and dealt with. So now it's time to pin flat, shake out all the premium, shake out all the positions that are on the books until the next roll, which is Tuesday. And then we'll have another volatility expansion. Sell 5750 calls would be very difficult to close above. Absolutely. Muscular Portfolios, Brian Livingston. Interesting. I'll take a look at it. I would normally sell closer to the money, but with all those short calls, they're just running defense for me. Yep. Yeah, I would. They'll defend. If we do make a move up, they'll defend that heavily. The book has ideas about structuring concurrent trades that hedge each other. Interesting. My bedtime is 2 a.m. I wake up at 10 a.m., but only because the landscapers are screaming this morning running the lawnmower. I took 3 contracts in Nvidia. Expires tomorrow. Nice. 120 put expires tomorrow. I can live with it. That is a bold move. That's an aggressive move. Nvidia just broke above the resistance and still climbing. So not to say it won't get a top wick to sell back off, but if they close over 124 today, then Nvidia is going all the way to 131. So that is a bit of it's a lotto in nature. So make sure it's lotto position sizing. Looks like we will avoid a shutdown, like they always do. Political theater is what Tommy Massey had described it as. It's all political theater. Get us fighting each other, fighting for the scraps that falls off their table. Zoomed out to the 30-minute. I see where the issue is taking the initial long on RTY despite being right on the bounce. Yeah. Long terms, baby. Long term. I'm trying to be super hands off. It allowed me to actively engage in learning my education while I work and trade. Love it. I'm surprised the CTLT is still not getting any love. That thing is a sleeping giant, in my opinion. One sec, I have a phone call to answer. And we're back. Sorry about that. You have the same washer dryer I have? Yeah. I don't know why I have to hear symphony every time my clothes are done drying, but hey. All right, so we have another sell-off on ES, only to bottom wick right on back up. So, surprise, surprise. Now, look, they're going to engulf the red candle, which looks like a sweep, which will bring us back to 57.95. So, again, terrible price action. I don't even have my broker open. Like, I'm done. So, this will now be 3 days in a row of no trades. And, yeah. I wonder what I was hearing. Thought I was in my house, so confused. Sorry about that. So, there you go. Bottom wick on ES, bottom wick on NASDAQ. Volume is gone. Let's go take a look at the options flow. We have neutrality on the options. They're both kind of switching back and forth between selling and buying and back and forth. I think one of the key features of being a good trader is putting yourself in the proper position to be profitable. Picking your environments, and this is not an environment for profitability. Not an environment for profitability. Isn't Nasdaq price action fine today? The bull run up was nice on Nasdaq, but ever since that, it's been terrible, back and forth. How do you feel about max pain as an indicator? I don't like it. I used it before learning about GEX, and I found it to be somewhat accurate a lot of the time on weeks as a retail premium. Some people like it. I personally don't like it. It's one of those things where when the move is being made aggressively, that could be an accurate target, but you don't know when it's going to make a run at max pain. So it's more of a distraction for me than. I remember earlier this year when Nasdaq had a 250 point range by 9:30. Heck, 4 weeks ago. 4 weeks ago was a 250 point range by 9:30. But the volatility is completely decompressed. Top wick all the way back over on Nasdaq. Completely top wick that candle and then bounced it all the way back up to the highs. It's been 84 years. Is it just me, or has Finex been intolerable this week? More so than usual. Just the general, like, you know what I think it is? I have a theory. I have a theory that all of the major traders that began in 2020 and 2021 have gotten smoked. They got roasted. So the only thing left to post is not analysis, because everyone's constantly wrong on analysis. That's why I don't really post much analysis on there. So the only thing left to do is post your green days when you have them, which is why I think it's become intolerable. The only thing people are posting nowadays are just P&L shots, because no one knows how to trade this market. Start posting them. Next time I can get some green profits on my brokerage, maybe. Yeah. No, I'm not going to post all that stuff. Post a screenshot of your biotech loss to your Twitter account. Man, I wish I had it. I honestly wish I had it. That account is long gone. I wish I had it. I know one guy who posts only P&L excluding fees. So he looks profitable, but loses money on fees and maybe. How does that happen? I don't even know how you would do that. He was a scalping addict. He does massive sizes and makes it like 1 to 2 cents per trade. Ah, that's a big newspaper whack on the nose. What is that? Here's a roast for Wall Street bets. Basically, a digital version of a casino where everyone thinks they're a financial genius because they bought GameStop at 400. A wild ride of degenerate gamblers, hyping each other up and YOLO their life savings, only to post a week later about how they lost it all. Half the posts are screenshots of Robinhood accounts in various stages of collapse. The other half is a mix of terrible advice mixed in with people shouting endowment hands. Yeah. Yep. Completely agree. I mean, look at my Reddit page. You know, I spend about 15 minutes a day going on there and deleting pretty much everything that's posted. Nearly every post that goes on there, 80% of it I have to delete because it's all screenshots of P&Ls. And like even some guy said that my Reddit community is 10 times worse than WSB just because people ask questions. And I'm like, so we're actually, because they're beginners asking beginner questions, which are easily Googleable, but who cares? At least they're asking legitimate questions. I was like, well, I'd rather have a community of people asking questions than just posting, am I cooked? Anyway, it's Reddit. I mean, 90% of Reddit thinks Kamala is a legitimate candidate. So, I mean, what do you expect? 57-1 on SPY. Am I cooked? Yeah. Nothing but paper hands here. Do you think the market is waiting for J-Powell? It could be. It could be. 80 million people are going to vote for Are We Cooked? We're cooked regardless of who wins. We're all cooked. Top wick on ES on NASDAQ. A little bit of a top wick. Yeah, so tomorrow, in my opinion, will be the peak of volatility for the week. Whether it be just still tight or not, I think tomorrow will be the peak of volatility of the week. We have like what, 11 Fed speeches tomorrow, one of which is J-Powell himself. Oh man. We have 57.92 on ES. We have 22.32 on NASDAQ. And we're just kind of trickling up here. NVIDIA hasn't faced any pressure. They're still holding just above 124.50, which is well above their support resistance flip, which holds them in bullish territory. Let's see. They wasted no time getting us into chop territory today. The S&P has been absolutely terrible. NASDAQ's been a lot more directional this morning. Let's go take a look at the options data. We have very little liquidity on the books today, most of which is centered at 5,800 and 5,780. They do start building some down to the 5,700 throughout the day. NASDAQ has 2,200. Zero DT options right now is very non-participation at the moment. We have a little bit more put buying than call selling. But all we're doing is pinging back and forth between the 57.55 GEX and 57.30 GEX. Did I say ping instead of pinging? No. At least I don't think I did, unless I accidentally said it. Oh, man. I like to give myself a gut punch here and there about reflecting on my 2021 trading psychology of holding losers versus winners and how much monetary potential I lost from conviction. 83% of losers I had in zero DTE options would result in phenomenal wins if I just had a counter to the trend, counter later on the trend. 17% were wrong on both sides and shouldn't have been a day like the last couple of weeks. The issue I used 50% of my total account value at the time of my net values. It was all over the place. Just like to watch where I was in my self planning. Yeah. Bottom wick again on ES and NASDAQ. Back and forth. Nice. The data is solely based on length of time I held to the opposite trend and shortness of the HODL winners. Thoughts on a Costco call? Absolutely. Call it. Buy the calls on Costco. I don't even look at the chart. A little bit of green here. Long Costco hot dogs. Welcome to Costco. I love you. I'll be honest with you, man. We have a Sam's and a Costco, and I've been a Sam's member for a while, and we finally built a Costco. And I went there for the first time. I wasn't impressed. I was like, man, this sucks. I like Sam's better. But I gave it another shot, and it started to grow on me. I think it's because of my human nature, like you hate change. But I like Costco. Sam's has a redeeming qualities. Don't get me wrong. But I do enjoy some. Some Costco. 2,200 is the main liquidity on NASDAQ. ES has 5,800 and 5,780. Overall, I still think, shut down the computer. The second 11:30 hits and we sign off, I'm literally closing everything. And I'm going to go jump on the assault bike. Go get my sweat on. Didn't know Alaska had Sam's Club still. Oh, yeah. I think I take a range day like Monday over this. Yeah, this is pretty terrible. It's having the scan and go feature with Sam's as clear as Costco. That is true. The scan and go feature on Sam's is pretty awesome. I could literally just like put all the stuff in my cart and just walk out the door, like I'm stealing stuff. Kind of makes you feel like a little bit of a rebel, and it's quick. Just go to California. That's a good idea too. Good idea too. 5-finger discount out there. Zero consequence. I guess in California, all stores have the self-checkout, right? Technically. I have so many positive Costco stories. Once they refunded me for 7 bottles of honey that I bought over 3 years because it said it was local when it was not. $125 refund. Nice. Did they do it proactively, or did you have to like request it? Hmm. Oh man. 57.91 on ES. I feel like we've been here for an hour, which because we have. Come on, do something. Colorado got rid of plastic bags. So when you go to Walmart for your vacation, you have to figure out how to get groceries out of the store to your car to your condo with no bags. It's great. Yeah, but I'm used to that. You know, I shop at Aldi's, and obviously they don't have bags unless you want to pay like 48 cents a bag. So you got to use cardboard boxes, which honestly, if I'm being honest, I actually prefer. As long as you have the cardboard boxes, because then you can load everything up in a box, and you don't have to deadlift farmer's carry all your bags into the house. Is 6.7 APR in a car loan good? I don't know what the rates are on cars. I think in 2022 they got as high as, or 2023 they got as high as like 20% or something like that, 18%. But I don't know. Not an option for Walmart in Colorado. Oh no. Did I ever tell you my Pueblo, Colorado Walmart story? How they sectioned everything off? That was the nuttiest thing I've ever seen. Have they announced the 2025 Tundra yet? No, they haven't. Oh, they have. Still the same thing, no changes. Hybrid EV. Wait a second. Did they bring back a gas engine? No, they didn't. Why would they give you the choice? That's weird. Gas is for nerds, real men drive devils. I feel you. I feel you. I need to learn the ways of the gabagoo from you. I'm going to reread through your trading roundtable. Awesome. Yeah, Mr. Fidget's got some great stuff. Great stuff. Man, the 15-minute is absolutely terrible. We have now been here since 10:15. It has now been an hour. All you had to say was Pueblo, and we understood. I see this being a grind higher market until the start of October. Yeah, I could see that. Local small credit union is a way to go. Build a relationship, and they'll treat you right. Absolutely. Absolutely. So the first truck I ever had to finance was in 2005. So I had no credit, because I was a kid. I bought my first truck with cash, and I desperately needed a vehicle because my truck broke and I was unfixable. So I went to all the banks. They wouldn't loan me anything to get a truck. So this one guy took a risk on me, and he gave me a loan. He actually got in trouble for it. His risk management crew slapped him on the hand for it. But because he went out his neck and did that, I made sure no matter what, that was the first thing I paid every month until I finally paid it off. And then after I paid it off, I called him. And I told him, hey, appreciate it. I paid off the vehicle. You're out of it. You're risk-free. So it's all about relationships, man. People. This gold looks like it's bottoming. I think it bottomed like a year and a half ago. Let me see. Let's see. We have a doji on the daily right now, which as long as it closes as a doji, you're still upside potential. Dojis are a sign of neutrality, unless there's an extremely high volume print. If they print high volume today with a doji, then that's a sign that we could see an aggressive move back down to about 26.50. But we're halfway through the day, just about. And gold's printing a low volume doji, so still upside. On the 5-minute, they're holding the POCs in the overnight range from about 26.70 to 74. I just want to be like almost all hands off, trying to collect cash flow, focus on other types of work. I love it. You'd be a great dividend investor too. Long-term stocks, you trickle in a little bit of dividend payments to begin with and build it up. A little bit of a red forming here, about 4 points worth of red. Still at the base though, still bottom wicking. If we can clear that, we'll come down to 57.80 or so. A little bit more red coming off. 57.87. Dropping. Ever so slow. The move is done for the day. I'm out. Have a good one. Nice, Ron. Have a good day, buddy. I looked at some of those dividend stocks. They haven't really caught my eye since because of the reduced options activity in our companies and not a lot of confidence in. Yeah. Does your Top Step account get reset once you move to an XFA? You mean after you pass your eval? Yeah. Once you pass your eval, you move to an XFA and you don't have, like, you start at zero profit. Trying to hold off, get a house, but maybe I'll do something if push comes to shove. I'm talking about cars. Yeah. I have. I'm not a car guy, so for me, as long as it drives, gets me from point A to point B, I don't care. I drove a 1986 Ford Ranger for years, and I loved every second of it. I wish I had that car back. In fact, I've been trying to find it. Do a VIN number search. In 2018, I bought my first new vehicle just because it was cheap and I could afford it. I'm still driving it, and I'll never sell it. And I'll never buy another vehicle. I want to hold this thing for 30 years. I'd rather buy land. I was a 1999 Pontiac Grand Am until the guy hit me in Hawaii. Oh no. I put 280,000 miles on a Ranger I had from sophomore in high school. Love it. Those are great vehicles. Well, got nothing for you. Zero analysis. You know what my analysis is on you? Take a dartboard. On one half of the dartboard, right up. On the other half of the dartboard, right down. Throw a dart. Whatever it happens is going to happen. Which Top Step platform do you guys use to copy trade? I use Top Step X for Top Step. Pretty good. I like it. What happens if I miss the wall? Then you write premium. My wife had an 87 Ranger. She wasn't my wife at the time, but we painted it yellow ourselves. That's what we learned to do the head gasket. $1,100 to do. We didn't have $1,100. Good memories of poverty. Love it. Yep. That was my first car. I was sophomore in high school, and I had been working since I was 14. Saved up $3,000, and I bought my first car. It was a 1986 Ford Ranger. 4-cylinder manual. Loved it. The net flow is incredibly high. Anything we could take away from that? There is call buying right now, but there's also a little bit of put buying, which just leads to the high frequency traders. That's what's going on here. We don't have a breakaway trend in the options flow or in the order flow. Order flow is very light. Options flow is erratic, which lends its hand to a range day at the moment. There's no volume. There's no liquidity to get us out here. So what they're going to do in the next 48 hours, maybe 72 hours, they are going to generate liquidity in this market. How do you think they're going to do that? Do they just click their heels and all of a sudden, poof, there's liquidity? No. They move the market one way aggressively to get the whole market, who has been now lulled to sleep for 4 or 5 days of chop, and then they quickly sweep it the other way. And that's when you get a massive amount of liquidity and volume. That's where you get your selling or buying climax, and then off we go. So, if we are going to launch this thing higher, in October becomes a bullish month, then probably what we're going to have is probably another good, decent red session. Hammer that baby, and off we go. Same thing if we're going to dump it. If they're going to dump it, they're going to do the opposite. They're going to launch it 1 or 2 days, and then top-wick the crap out of it, and then we'll put on our Red October. Hunt for the Red October. That's how they generate liquidity. They pin the market flat, quick sweep, off we go. That's why you have to be patient. If you chase moves, you're going to get whacked on the nose with the newspaper. And that's what we have to wait for. Until then, just let the jabronis chop the stuff out. I'm currently building a high-yield dividend portfolio because I don't make enough money. But I'm just letting everything else reinvest itself, and hopefully I'll get some good monthly income from it in a few years. Yeah, think 20 years down the road, brah. 20 years down the road. Who cares about now? How old are you? You're 26, all right? When I was 26, let's see, I was just entering the military, just getting out of college, starting my life. I was making nothing. I was broke. But I told you what I did do. I started buying SPY. I didn't do dividends, but I did started buying SPY because I just so happened to have the right crossing with the right people who told me to start buying SPY, and I did. So you've got all the time in the world, dude. 20 years from now, when you're 46, you could have 2 conversations with yourself as you're sitting there at 46. You could be, oh man, I guess I shouldn't have, bought an $80,000 car and instead put it in the market. Or you could be, holy crap, I'm 46, I'm a multi-millionaire. I've got $15,000 a month in dividend payments coming in, or whatever. Pick a number, whatever. I've got a couple $100,000 of holdings in stocks. SPY is trading at $1,200 because I started trading and buying stocks now. So it doesn't matter. Don't think too far into it. Just start buying. Buy high-quality blue-chip stocks, SPY, VOO, ETFs, at least 50% of your portfolio, the rest of it. You could do stuff like the Dividend Kings. Go to a list. Just type Google Dividend Kings. Pick out the list. Pick out some that have good qualification for what your parameters are and buy it. I think Pepsi is one of them. Something like that. Coke. Maybe it's Coke. I don't know. I'm personally not a dividend investor myself, although I do have a couple of dividend-paying stocks. That's not why I hold them. But just do something. The average American does nothing. They watch Netflix. They're grossly overweight. They don't exercise. They don't invest. They don't do anything except complain. So just do something. Thinking about starting to buy land in Texas and leasing it out to hunters. There you go. Great investment. I've got 430,000 miles on my 2016 Honda CR-V. 2016? Dude, what do you do for a living? 430,000 miles on an 8-year-old truck or an 8-year-old car? That's a lot of miles. That's like 50,000 miles a year. We've got 3 minutes left in the stream. I apologize. This has pretty much been the most unproductive stream yet because there's nothing going on. There's no liquidity. There's no option flow. There's no nothing. Dad joke action. Absolutely. Loving this week. Sell the Iron Condor. There you go. Yeah. Iron Condor. This is as good as it gets right here. That's my thought process as well. I just got a new position at work, so well, I'm planning to put everything towards the new ports as my 4 week is already cooking. Love it, man. Fantastic. 15% in your 401k. Roth 401k, by the way. And then whatchamacallit? Buy stocks. You know why Roth 401k is so important? When you put your money into a traditional 401k, you're gambling that the government has your best interest in mind 30, 40, 50 years from now whenever you pull that money out on tax rates, because it all comes down to taxes. Democrat, Republican, blue, red, Kamala, Trump, it doesn't matter. It all comes down to your dollar. All they want is your dollars, your tax dollar. So as a savvy investor, you have to consider that. Stop thinking like a sheep American who just is fighting back and forth between Democrat and Republican, and think like a savvy investor. It's all about the tax dollars. That's all they care about. So if you're putting your money in a 401k, you are basically saying the government's got my best interest in mind, and they won't skyrocket the interest rates to 60% 40 years from now. Roth 401k is going to lock that in. You're going to pay your taxes up front now, although it may be high, and it may be higher than the current retirement rate when your taxable income is way lower when you're older. But you lock in that tax rate for the next 30 to 40 years. The power of money and the money of power. That's right. Full-time Uber Lyft. Oh, that's cool. Nice. Yeah, it's cranking, man. Do I use unusual whales or trading ticks? I do use trading ticks and spot gamma, yes. Yep. I don't use unusual whales. I tried it out. It wasn't for me. That was a couple years ago, though. They may have changed the product. Apple is selling off aggressively all the way back down to lows of the day. If NVIDIA does the same thing, maybe we'll get a little bit of pullback here. On down. Oh, man. All right, y'all. That is 11:30 Eastern Time, and that's going to be it for me. Absolutely nothing going on. No trades. No nothing. If you have any questions about anything, let me know. Hit me up in the channel. Shoot me a DM. Shoot me an email. Come join us in the server. Other than that, I will see y'all next Wednesday at 10:30 Eastern for next book map stream. Until then, I'm out. See ya.